The first package is a bunch of things, 80 strips per pack, pH test strips paper. Basically 80 litmus test strips for pHs between 1 and 14, so you can see how acidic or basic something is. These showed up in one of those bundle deals, so I thought, why not? I haven't seen these since high school. I wonder if they're any good though. Time for a science experiment. Something acidic. And yeah, this vinegar is somewhere down in the lower numbers for acidic results. And now something more basic over on the other side. And that looks like it's somewhere closer to a pH of 9 on the alkaline side. So just for a rough idea, if I ever need to somehow get a quick idea about something, at least I have some of these strips. These hooks, it's a larger version of the little brass hooks I've been buying so I can route cabling, holding it in place. But I wanted to get some of these bigger ones so I can do things like have a dowel rod, maybe mount it temporarily, and I can do things like hang cables off of this, like USB cables or something. If I mount this vertically, like up underneath a shelf near the workbench, I could just sit this here and have some alligator clips draped over it. Nothing too heavy, but I just wanted some options. And 32-in-1 screwdriver set, including a bunch of these smaller Torx sizes. So there's various different types. But really, I was looking for those miniature Torx. I don't necessarily expect the highest quality or durability on this. I was taking something apart to salvage a couple of motors, and I could not get these mounting screws out of this because I didn't have a Torx small enough. T6 looks like it fits. So you pull down on this, latch it in. It's working. Now I just need to figure out what I can do with this. 200 threaded brass inserts, M3 by 3 by 4.2. So these are shorter height because when I was using brass inserts on this 3D printed serial monitor enclosure, the ones I had were probably twice as tall as these, so they were at risk of poking through the front of the case. I barely made it all fit, and I ordered smaller ones for future consideration. And the standard 100 Velcro cable ties, most likely because they were in a bundle deal for a good price. I can always use them, and they help meet the minimum order for the shipping. And a razor blade scraper with a bunch of blades. Metal on one side, plastic on the other. So obviously any time that you need a razor blade scraper, like cleaning something off of a glass surface, I believe it was on sale in a bundle deal, and I can always use these. Looks like I have 6 ESP32C3 modules. These were $2.50 in the bundle deal, and once again, they help meet the minimum order, so I consider these to be consumable items. Just a standard super mini ESP32C3. CH32V003 8-pin, and the larger package. And of course, CH32V003 EVT with the Link E interface. So this kit comes with 5 of these F4P6 small surface mount package parts. Link E interface 1V3 in this enclosure. So this can interface over USB and do programming. And the EVT development board. There's different little development boards. So this one has a button up here, a slide switch here, USB-C, and a chip on board, and some interface pins. So of course these are those famous low-cost micros that have been getting popular the past 3 or so years. I figured it's about time I get some stuff and start experimenting and see if it can work its way into some of my projects. I guess the first thing I should do is try to blink an LED, but that'll be for another time. And then there's this. This one here says 44 pieces furniture grippers, non-slip pads for furniture legs, self-adhesive, rubber feet. So it's a kit of different sizes of rubber feet with one side sticky so you can put it on the bottom of a furniture leg or something and not have it scratch the floor. So there's all kinds of shapes and sizes. I was interested in these small round ones. And these are for putting things like a chair leg into, and it can just sit in here. And again, it's a felt protective bottom so the chair doesn't scratch the floor. What I wanted all of this for has to do with drums, specifically any drums like a floor tom, where the drum itself has legs that make direct contact with the floor. I'm using drums directly on a concrete floor, and what I'm finding is that's impacting how the drum resonates when you hit it. And it seems to take away the ability of the drum to resonate, and it sort of dampens it. It takes away the low frequencies. So I'm thinking if I take 2 of these or so at a time, I don't need them to be sticky, so I'm just going to keep the backing on this like that. Now if I take a couple of these and just stack them so I end up with a larger spongy surface, put that into one of these. Now if I place a drum leg into here, hopefully it holds enough onto the drum leg, or else I could tie wrap it around. And the drum leg will sit on top of this, decoupling from the hard concrete, and create more of a floating, suspended drum that can resonate instead of losing all of its sound vibrations to the floor. So first I'm going to hit the drum without the decoupling feet, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing with the decoupling feet added. So depending on how you're listening to this audio, it's not as dramatic a difference in this video, but in person it just makes the whole thing go from you might as well be hitting cardboard to you're in a studio recording high quality drum sounds. So this is a lot of stuff. I have to start trying some projects with the CH32V. I have some general tools and parts restocking, random litmus paper, Velcro ties, brass inserts, and these rubber feet can probably come into use for all kinds of things, but they're serving the purpose I immediately bought them for. Thanks to supporters of the channel for helping make all this possible.